everyone, it's Angela at kindredstampers.com, and I wanted to share with you the swap card that I'm making for OnStage that's coming up in a couple of days for Stampin' Up, and that's going to be in Salt Lake City for Stampin' Up demonstrators, and I'm super excited about it. But I am going to be in a swap with some other ladies, and so I've made 40 of these cards, and I just thought I'd show you a little bit of the process of how I made this. First of all, I'm using just a couple of stamp sets. I use the Timeless Textures stamp set, which is in the Current Occasions catalog, and I used just a couple of these stamps here. The one with the grid lines, which I've been using a lot. I really like this one. It's been a really versatile, or just a good one to use. And then also this one here, which I've used a lot with other cards, and then this little blotty thing here. So I used those three, and then I also used for the starfish the Picture Perfect stamp set. So I actually used both of the layers. I used the color inks. I used with Soft Sky for the background, and then for the, you can see it, Soft Sky was the first stamp that I used, and then I went over it with Basic Gray. So those were actually the two. I used actually three colors for this card as far as ink is concerned. I used the Soft Sky, I used the Basic Gray for the grids and the little splotches, and then down here with the sentiment, which says Dream Without Fear, Love Without Limits, I used the black archival ink. And then the Soft Sky paper is actually, and this was actually pretty nifty, maybe a little tip for you, is if you can see, it's got actually a layer of Soft Sky on top of the card base. So when I stamped the sentiment on this, if I messed up, you know, we all kind of mess up, I could just turn it over and do it on there, and I didn't have to worry about it being on the primary card base. So that was layered on there, and also it adds a little bit of extra, just a little extra dimension. I don't know if you can see that, but there's that. So yeah, and then the cardstock I used was the black and the Soft Sky, and then this is Whisper White that I stamped the starfish on. So just to show you a couple of things I'm doing right now, and while I'm packaging them up, is the pieces that I have now are the base with that one layer on it, and then also this piece. So what I'm doing with the starfish is I'm taking my bone folder, and just to add a little bit of dimension, I'm taking my bone folder and I'm just using it to lift up the starfish little legs. And then I'm taking my dimensionals and I'm putting 3.5 dimensionals on. I cut my dimensionals in half here, and I am putting one right there, another one on each of the little legs. I don't know if you call starfishes, what do you call them, tentacles, or I'm sure there's a word for them, but I don't think it's legs because they don't walk, right? They're not walking like people. Okay, so there I've got the different dimensionals on their half pieces because these are pretty thin, and then I'm going to take them off, and if I can just get them all off here. Let's see. So I made, I'm not sure if I mentioned how many I made altogether. I made 40 of these, and so I'm just doing the final touches in putting them together, putting the starfish on. So each of the starfish, I'll just tell you, there is not a coordinating die cut for these, so I did have to fussy cut around them, and it didn't take too long to do. So right here I'm going to place my little starfish on there, press it down a little bit, and that is basically the card. So I'm sticking it inside of a little transparent, this is just what you do for swaps. I'm going to put this in there in my transparent envelope, and then put my card in the back, and then flip over the transparent envelope. And I don't seal it because then, you know, the person who receives it, they can reuse this. And the whole idea with swapping is that you get ideas from other people on, because I'm going to, actually my swap that I'm doing, I believe there's 37 people. So I'm going to have 37 cards. We all stand in a lineup, and we will pass them out to each other, and I'll have given away my 37 cards, and I'll get 37 different cards back. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing all the different things that people do, and I'll be able to show you guys who come to my classes what cards I collected, and I can't wait to tell you about all the fun, because this whole OnStage for April 2016 is when they will give us a copy of the new catalog that is going to be effective in June, beginning of June. I'll have the actual catalogs ready to give out sometime in May. So super excited about that. Something also that's coming up, and I'll just explain to you guys, is so we have the new catalog coming, but along with the new catalog, in the new catalog there's going to be some items, a lot of, who knows how many items or stamp sets and different things that are not going to be in the new, that are not carrying over from the old catalog. So those things that are not carrying over are called the retired list. And so on April 18th, we're going to have a list of retired products, and I'll be able to share that with you. So the thing about retired products is, you know, once they're on that retirement list, once they sell out, they're gone. And that's usually, especially for the embellishments and little re-inkers. One thing I really want to make sure you guys know is, you know, these are the re-inker bottles for your ink pads, and right now there's 5 different colors that are retiring from the in colors. And so I want to make sure, if you have any of those colors, that you are getting refills for your re-inkers. And those colors include, let me see if I can remember, Blackberry Bliss, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, and Hello Honey. So there's 5 colors, so you just want to make sure that you get those refills, because that's the one thing you don't want to miss out on. Because if you already have the ink pad, you can use it for as long as you have refilled ink. Anyway, I just wanted to share my cards with you. Here's a bunch of them that I already finished packaging up, and so I'm looking forward to swapping them, seeing the other people, other demonstrators at the convention, or OnStage is what they call it this year. It's going to be really fun. It's always really fun, so I can't wait to share, you know, how it all that happens, and especially, you know, with the new catalog coming out. I can't wait to share that excitement with you. So thanks a lot, guys. It's fun talking with you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.